Good morning and welcome to the Builders Club. And I'm so happy to be back with you. As we've taken a little bit of time during January to do a lot of things to get the year kicked off. Let me tell you, we are in for a great year and it's already started out good. We've had a big month this month as a company, and as a team we've had a big month, so I'm excited about 2024. I want to talk to you today about the thing that I talk about all the time. The most powerful force on earth is a man or a woman with a made-up mind. Dreaming big dreams with a made-up mind is extremely powerful. When you talk about dreaming, and somebody says this, I don't know who I'm quoting, they said if you're going to dream, you may as well dream big. So make sure that you don't confuse little with big, that you make it something that is special, something that scares you to death when you do it. Because let me tell you something. Success is becoming what you want to be. That's what success is. You're successful when you hit those goals and dreams, when you become who you want to be and do what you want to do with your life. And everybody's different. So I want you to pay special attention to that. We hear it all the time that a clear, concise mental picture is absolutely necessary. When you have that clarity, that conciseness about what you want and what those dreams, and you can actually feel it. You can be like you were when you were a kid, when you were dreaming big dreams. You could feel the excitement. You felt like you were there. And I remember when my children were growing up, I remember Gregory was a kid when he was little that loved costumes. He could be a cowboy, an Indian, he could be a fireman, he could be a pilot, he could be a doctor or a lawyer, an Indian chief. He had the costume for everything. And as a 5-year-old, he would run around our house and he'd say, "Mom, I'm a fireman today." And I could look at his face and tell that in his mind, he was feeling the excitement of driving that fire truck, putting out that fire, being the fireman, or whatever it was he was pretending. That's how children are. That's how adults should be. I want you to get excited about what it is you want to be, because success is becoming what you want to do and who you want to be. Those are things that take thought. There's so many books written about it. You know, the Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Positive Thinking. The Strangest Secret is a great one by Earl Nightingale. We've heard of Think and Grow Rich thousands of times. That's Art Williams' favorite one to recommend. If you don't have it, get it. And you don't just read from cover to cover and say, well, I've read that book. You study that book. Each one of these books become a textbook for your gaining knowledge about the how-to of being who you want to be, of understanding the principles of success and doing something special. There's another book called The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. It's an older book, but let me tell you, it's got power in it. I've heard several people quoting from it in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And then there's a book you may or may not have heard of that I'm going to hold up. And this book is The Science of Getting Rich. I hear Gary Martin say this: rich can be arranged. There's a science to getting rich. There's a science to how you think and how you look at wealth. And I want this to be a book that I would recommend. It's by Wallace Wattles, Wattles. It's a very old book. I've read it many years ago, and I've pulled it back out, and I can tell you the good news is it's just as good today as it was when it was written. But all of these books require that you think. They require that you put your attention to who you want to be and what you want to do. And dreaming is a big part of it. The success of Primerica is today the dream that Art Williams talked about in 1977 and when I came along in 1981, and continued to talk about a dream of building a company across North America and every village, city, and hamlet. And I bought into that dream of Art Williams. And it became part of our life. It can become your life, and it already is for some of you. Believe me, your thinking is what makes it happen. The intensity of your desire to do something will determine how big and how fast you do it. It's the intensity you build up in yourself. You can do that. You are in control of how intense you are about what you're doing. If you can be intense about it, and you can describe it in your mind, and you can read the book, and you can start to imagine yourself in a different place where wealth has become a part of your life, I can tell you, if you can do it with that intensity, you can achieve it. The proof that you can do it is in your ability to intensely see it and think about it. I believe we're in a place right now in Primerica where big things are going to continue to happen. We're seeing, we're watching Willie as went over 5.3 million. New records have been set in Primerica. There's always somebody that reaches out and changes the way people think about the business. If he can do it, you can do it. I can do it. We need to have a mindset of having what we want to happen in our life. And it starts by thinking about it, describing what you want, and becoming the best you that's possible, and making those desires and dreams come true.